Okay, sorry folks, there's a bit of a move in oil going on here, so I got delayed there for a second. Thanks, JD. So it's 12:05, November 10th, 2017. I'm going to try and fire through this as quick as I can. There's actually a fair amount to cover for Friday. The first thing is oil. It's testing bottom support of the bullish channel it's been in, intraday kind of thing. So it's an interesting test. I'm still in, I think, 1/6 in my long position. So if it fails, I'll close it, and that trade will have worked out very well. So yeah, my oil trade is doing very well. Quick review of trades. AAOI, of course, I'm still in, like we've reviewed many times. I'm looking to start day trading it next week. I could have started in here, but I thought, you know what, I'll let it set up and firm up. So I'm going to start day trading that. VRX started day trading it today. I'll continue to over the coming weeks as it's set up. For me, what it is I can size in because of the liquidity. It trades really smooth and it's really predictable. So watch the video for the market open from today in that trade, and that'll give you my setup in it. But I'll be regularly trading it here going forward. Sorry, I just got to see what's going on with my Bitcoin trade here intraday. Wowza. Wow, did they ever sell that off hard? Ooh, aggression. So 69.49 to 67.50 in light speed. Wow, that was fast. So 69.49 to 67.50 in light speed. Yeah, light speed. I don't exaggerate ever. None of this is ever about giving retail a hard time. Okay. Come on, Kurt, focus. Wow, that's quite the hammer down there. Even for Bitcoin, that was aggressive. That was fast. Sorry, I just had to get some small buys in there. It's ebb and flow in Bitcoin. It's different than regular securities. Okay, so yeah, VRX. I've been in and out of it hundreds of times, and you just have to watch the video from this morning from the trade just after open sometime. So that's VRX. So I'm going to continue with that next week. That'll be one of my mains. I do have to take a couple notes here too. Sorry guys, I'm delaying things again. I have to do my own study and homework and stuff too, you know. So it gets a little challenging. Highlight VRX really quick. The nice thing is, like I said, liquidity trades very smooth, and I can size in big. And the moves are fairly decent. Like when you see the video, you know, and how it moves through. I mean, it's moved exactly like I said it would. I exited a little soon because I was playing chicken, but it pretty well, it missed it by 6 cents. So I had the, you know, all the MAs, everything organized in advance, knew exactly what would happen, missed it by 6 cents. And you know, if you think about it, you trade from 15.25 to 15.80. That's not a lot, but it's you know, 50 or 60 cents on size. and smooth and very predictable. So, you know, it's a trade-off, right? So that's VRX. So I'm just going to note this really quick. That's a big one for me next week. Then I've got AAOI, big one for me next week. They both follow the same kind of trading principle. 200 MA on the 5, and then everything else that sets up with it. So AAOI, if you're long, I would start to trim soon because you'll probably see it come off between where it is and the most recent high there. And then next week, it'll have to set up, restructure, and then go again. And that's what I'm looking for in AAOI. SPPI, another one I'm holding, that's testing 200 MA, not getting a pop, and that really sucks. I don't know how to say it any better than that, but the stock RSI is at the bottom, so I'm going to give it a little bit of room this afternoon, but I might have to cut for a loss, and that really pisses me off. I don't handle losses well. I'll just tell you straight out, I'm old and I'm not going to change now. So Snap, another dog of ours, but you know what, Snap, we actually profited. We just have a tiny position in one account that we couldn't get out of at the time because of a compliance issue. Not compliance, but it's hard to explain. But anyway, HTZ was alerted this morning by Sean, and I don't quite understand the action that's happening here, but next week I'm going to look at it, seriously look at it for day trading. It does get some decent range, and it's got huge liquidity. So I'm going to look at it next week. I'm not going to go over it too much here today. Snap, I'm not going to be doing anything with. SPPI, I'll leave on the board because I might do something with it this afternoon, like cut for a loss. HMNY, so it's up 2.54% today. This one is third that's big on my list right now. I think those three, VRX, AAOI, and HMNY, are going to return huge gains on investment of time. Here again, big liquidity, not huge, but you know, big enough. And I'm just looking at the chart to see where it stands. So the MACD on the daily is pinching. The stock RSI isn't good yet, but it will turn up. As soon as this 20 gets underneath price, it's gone. And it won't take much more than, you know, a 20-minute run-up session for that to happen. Because it's, where's the 20 sitting? It's sitting right in and around, call it 1280. We're trading 1045. That can happen fast with MHNY. So, of course, then the stock RSI will rise. But anyway, it's up a little bit today. I'm going to be day trading it next week for sure, those three. ROKU, the interesting thing about this one is we had the trade set up. If you go back to my Twitter feed, I told people exactly where the extensions were, and then it just kept running after. So it's into its second extension, which is amazing. It's gone too far now for me. If I had stayed on top of it, I'd be in this one, but I didn't because, of course, I have all kinds of other things to do. But whenever it gets over, a stock gets over top of its full extension, if it rebuilds, it restructures like it did in here and then goes again, there's no reason not to be in there. It's on watch, but I think it's going to be overdone soon. I don't think it'll get more than 2 extensions, right? So that would be very odd. I guess it could, but, and I mean, I really should have hammered down harder on that. The mistake I made there was cutting the gains incomplete. I should have just trailed out and left some in there, right, for profit. EKSO was a Momo from this morning, and I'm just going to take it off the board because I'm not considering it for future. CREG, this one surprised everybody on the second day today, and I just, what do I say? It is what it is, right? What else was on my watch list from today? Well, here, let's go through some announcements really quick. So, So yeah, I told the world exactly what was happening with the Bitcoin trade, and of course nobody liked it. So I guess that's the last time they get a free Bitcoin trade. Just joking. It's Friday. Next week, yep, that's the big one of the year. So our room is light again today. And the last 4, 5, 6 sessions been really light in the room. And the biggest week of the year is setting up for next week. So, yep, I'll definitely let them know. Midday right now, AAOI, me just telling the world, probably not the best bet. It's going to double at most 4 quarters from now, 2 to 3 quarters from now, and it'll probably triple by 4 or 5 quarters from now. There's a management team in there, you can't beat them. The stock is not representing what's actually going on, percolating inside there. Yep, that's me saying you're welcome for that trade. And VRX, so yeah, that's the scalp. And you can watch the video. I thought this was absolutely hilarious, and the people didn't, obviously. Not many people liked it. And what else we got? Kurt Long, ROKU. So this is the extension that I should have followed, but it went well, so banked. And BTCC, I told them exactly when the bullish divergence showed up on the algorithm. You wouldn't have seen it on a normal chart. But anyway, unless they did 800 hours of mathematical work. What else? I think that's it. This is a little concerning. High yield bonds. I don't know if you guys have been watching what's going on there, but that's a tad concerning. ICOs, which is one part of the crypto business that we're welding together relationships on. SEC, of course, is trying to get in there. A little ramble about what Bitcoin is or isn't, and if it's a bubble. And some articles about hedge funds that are really interesting, considering our fund is, going big time by the end of January. And oh yeah, I entered some trades today, so that haven't fulfilled. So there's that oil trade going for that target. Well, would you look at that? I don't think I'm going to close that. I'm not convinced they're ready to bring it down yet. I'm just not convinced. The chart says it's in trouble. Very interesting. It's going to hit Epic, the algo's target for Friday at 1 o'clock. I hate fighting with my own algorithms. Okay. Just looking at what else is going on out here. Wow. That's really interesting. It's really stupid to fight with these models. Like, I don't know why I do. I don't get it. Where is my... So just take 2 seconds. Sorry, guys, and we'll fire through the rest here soon. Oil. I want to review my other trades that are in play. Gold and Bitcoin's not so important, but gold. Oil first here. What is it trading at right now? So 56.61. 56.61. Interesting action, I have to admit. Okay, don't fight the models. That's the trick. Gold, let's take a quick look at gold. So I shorted gold at 12.84, I think, earlier today. Let's take a look. 12.84 still. Incised, which is not 12.84.60, which is not how I normally do things, but not how I normally trade gold. Just want to take a look at the chart. Okay. Whenever I don't follow these models, it always burns me. So like weird. Mind you, I'm still positive in my gold, my oil trade, but had I listened to the chart, I'd be way more positive. Okay, gold on the daily. So it's trading 1276.19. I shorted it right near the top today. And it's coming back a little bit here, but so right up in here I shorted it. It did get one more little boost. Now on the daily, what caused me to think, one of the things, aside from the model for Rosie, is this stock RSI is looking a little overbought, and it was still a fair ways away from the 50 MA. And I thought, well, geez, you know, that's a stock RSI where it's at or just kind of breaking through the 50 MA. Should be that high, not, you know, not that that's a huge signal, but MACD is up, squeeze momentum is up. So it was a little bit risky, but it made sense on the model too. Now it's sitting under the 100 MA and the 20 MA, which helps my position a lot. Those are now resistance. On the weekly, so on the weekly, it has its 200, its 50, and now it's under its 20. By the time a setup has its 20, its 50, and its 100, it's typically long in the tooth, at least ready for a pullback. So you see where the 100 came through, and shortly after there was a pullback. That was another reason. What concerns me though is the stock RSI on the weekly. So, but I got a MACD on its way down. So this is the confluence of gold. What's the right way to put it? The confusion in gold and the charting. And that has a lot to do with the fact that I think the traders are confused and have been for some time in gold. That's why we get the kind of action that we're getting. If it starts to confirm for me, I'll really hammer down. Right now I'm at 1/3 size, but the 1/3 size is, you know, a significant size for me to start a trade at. Okay, so that's gold. So what am I watching for? I'm watching for it to fail more MAs on the weekly and the daily. I'm just, and price action, watching for it to come fail through. I guess that's about it for stuff that's going on that I can think of. So oil, I'm still in a piece of my long, not much, 1/6 of it. Gold, I'm short 1/3. Bitcoin, I hammered down in the range it's in right now long, and then it came off, and I had notified that I was selling right before it came off, and now I'm taking very small bites, like 1/60th size to the long side on the ebb and flow. SPPI, thinking about closing for a small loss. And yeah, VIX, volatility, I'm not going to start shorting yet. I want to, but I'm going to wait till next week. I showed in yesterday's midday, I think, the Bollinger Bands on the daily. And, you know, really, if it gets going again, you know, these simple rounded bottoms, it's kind of the point of what I wanted to show you, the weekly chart, these rounded bottoms. And the symmetry in between them. I mean, it's not perfect timing in between them, but there is a symmetry there. And I wouldn't doubt another round of volatility is going to get up in, you know, to the 200, like 1540 or so. So I'm being cautious, even though it sets up on the daily Bollinger Bands outside of it. It doesn't right now, but it did. And I could have shorted there and actually would have won, but it would have been a small short. I think that covers kind of where I'm at with most of my plays. Yeah. In the room, I know that we have a few charts that you guys have been talking about that I want to take a look at. Wow. Last time I don't listen to Epic's chart. In the room. So JD, yeah, JD is a big one. You know, that'll probably be a decent one for next week too. Well, why don't we just go through the chart real quick? I had it on my own personal watch list all week. Never published it as part of my watch list. Is it JD or JP? Why did I just get really confused? Wow, I really worry about my, anyway. I guess that just happens to people as they get older, maybe. Well, let's look at the weekly. So I didn't see this. It stopped perfectly under the 20. Stock RSI is curled up though. MACD's on its way down. But it did bounce off that 50 a couple of weeks ago. So it's stuck in between the 50 and the 20. I didn't realize this. I didn't look at the weekly. I looked at the daily. It's always a mistake not to go to that weekly. Gives you proper perspective. But anyway, the daily is what had me interested. This action here off the 20 or 200. Stock RSI is pretty high right now, but the squeeze momentum MACD are bullish. So I think that just represents the fact that it's working through MAs. So you could do one of two things. You could either take the trade on the breach of the 50 or take the trade on the touch of the 20. Or I guess, you know, trade it intraday really tight, but yeah. Okay, so I got JD on my list. And I also need to look at OHGI, moving 200 MA, decent volume. Okay, OHGI. I'm trading gold, Bitcoin and oil and watching gold closely while I'm doing this, so I apologize. OHGI. Did I say next week's gonna be my biggest week of the year? What a jerk, hey? OHGI, One Horizon Group. Right into its resistance. has its 200. Squeeze momentum looks good. MACD looks great. Stock RSI looks great. Chart looks like crap. So this is at best a day trading vehicle. That's a terrible chart. Never holds any gains, but it can sure get ripping. And this is looking like a rip's coming. Good call, JD. This is a great day trading vehicle. So this rip went from 1396 to that's funny. 3 times in like what, a week? That's hilarious. Okay, this one's going on the list for day trading next week. Why not? Good call. Great day trading looking chart. Anything more than that, stay away. Now you have to be careful because it did the same thing right here. Came off, but it didn't get up over the 200 like this is for more than a day. It just popped its head up intraday and popped back down. Now it's up there on a second day, and the bottom stayed above the 200. That's really bullish. No wonder it popped 30% today. Damn, how did I miss that? Did you get that, JD? That's a great setup. Damn. Oh, I should have never missed that. Maybe JD's not in the room. Maybe she's cooking, making coffee or something. Dang it, oil. OHGI, what else did we have that was posted? We have, so those are 2 good finds. CRTN is getting action in the pennies, holding a $1 support. May as well look at it really quick. CRTN. Wow. Funny. Very interesting. I just can't trade something like this. But the MACD's turning up, stock RSI. Got up over its 200 for a bit there. That's a funny trader. Wow, Corey Rock nailed NVDA there. Wow, did he ever nail that? Congrats on NVDA. Let's see what else we got here. JD dump. OMER. Near high of day. Okay, so if there's anything you need me to look at, let me know. I'm going to look at the charts real quick from the day. Sorry. I tried to stay out of the grass today. Okay, let's see what's going on here. CREG, we know what's going on there. OMER has its 200. Oh yeah, this chart. I've never traded this, but what an aggressive vehicle to trade. Yeah. So I got 1, 2, 3. Wow. By the time it was in 3, it was done. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5th, it finished. 1, 2, 3. This will be interesting if this holds this. Okay, it's going on my list. So it's just going to be a matter of whether or not it holds at 200 or whatever and bounces and goes. And trading through it, the MACD just turned up. AVID has its 200. Obvious bottom play. Double bottom. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, depends on whether you count. Like it came back down underneath the 200, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually like this chart. So it'll probably bounce into here, 12 to 13. Now whether or not it'll do it this time. Is yet to be seen. But so what were they doing here? Filling a gap. They never did get to that gap. It's kind of odd. Very interesting. AVID. Kind of like it. ROKU, so that's for next week. We'll see how it sets up. AYX. Oh, it's an IPO. No, I never traded this. Don't even know what it is. Wowza. So when this happens, you just got to wait for it to come back to the MAs and bounce again. IMMU, around earnings, that happens lots, of course. Trending stock. 1, 2, 3-ish, 4, 5, 6. Actually went about 6 or 7. That's odd. That's strong. There's a lot of strength in that move. So it dumped at earnings. That's where this was. It never got close to the 200. Very strong stock. Hard to deny this one. It's got lots of muscle memory now, boy. I wouldn't deny this. Nope. How'd they do? Yeah. I wouldn't get in front of this train. Doesn't look like a train yet, but it is. I don't know how far this one will come back. That's another great setup. Very strong. It'll have strong muscle memory now, tons. It's got a history that's very, very, very strong. This would be one of the best ones I've seen. Good charts today. TLGT, intelligent. Sorry guys. So what is it, day 4 off the bottom? Stock RSI is up now. MACD isn't yet. Squeeze isn't yet. Yeah, it's iffy. I mean, you could day trade it. It's holding up, so it's obviously, something you could day trade. just not as good as others that I have in the pocket. VKTX Viking. Now, I sadly watched this whole move, and I think it was because of liquidity. Yeah, $2.50 stock at 700,000 shares. You know, if I want to get into something in size, that's tough for me. So that was it. I remember this very clearly. I remember saying this could get really rippy. It could get very serious. Wow, these are fantastic charts today. I wouldn't be surprised if you see $5 on this one at all. These are fantastic charts. Fantastic. VKTX. Okay, next. FOSL, FOSL Group. Just a dog all the way through. Bad, 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 bad. All this is built into its memory now. It's bad. Bad, 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 bad. How was it on the way up? Well, when you're good, you're good. When you're bad, you're bad. This isn't bad. But it really dumped here, boy. Look at that squeeze momentum. Unreal. Good short. Okay, so what's the bottom line? Its uptrend was like a 7 out of 10, so decent. This uptrend was like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Its down was like perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect all the way through. Wow, what a great chart. I mean, it's terrible muscle memory here, but it's got it both ways. And oh, this is gonna bounce. When it bounces, this is really gonna bounce. Like really bounce. Like you could trade this without knowing a thing about anything and probably win now. It goes up, you go long, it goes down, you know, sell. I can see why it's up 16%. These are fantastic charts. Stock RSI gets, you know, to the bottom, curls up, hold on. Stock RSI gets close to the top, go short. Well, not short, sell. Don't go short now. Unless its previous low gets lost, most recent low. That MACD is so whacked out. Oh, that's a 5 minute though, that's why. Good golly, Miss Molly. These are smoking charts. Smoking. I'm literally going to tape this to my wall while I'm going to review my own video. Because I'm a legend in my own mind. I love to hear myself talk. It's great being on the moon. Okay, FOSL, FOSL. I got to set an alert on this for this afternoon. That's just out of this world. Crossing out of this world. Where's its resistance? Oh, right, it's that one. Yeah, there's no resistance. I mean, there's resistance, but there's no real resistance in this chart. I mean, there's some. There's resistance, but nothing serious. This is a sweet chart. Wow. Like, what's wrong with the company? It just sucks or what? I don't know anything about them. Management group just suck because this chart is gonna rip. I'm telling you, it's trading $7, and I wouldn't doubt. So your first stop's going to be just over 11. Your second stop's going to be just over 16. 22. Wow. Yeah, so that's going to be your extension. At $23 mark, it's a triple. Well, not quite, 2.5 times. So, and it's a double bottom at this point. So what happened here? It went from 590. Oh, that's nice. Got VWAP 603 to 658. What's the liquidity like? Oh, lots of liquidity too. Wow. They don't make any money. That's really odd. It must be quite a story here. Anyway, I'm gambling on $22. Even if you only get one extension, big whoopee, right? At 657, you get the first extension at, it's close to a double. Oh, where's the 200? The 200's at, yeah. I mean, even if you, the 20's at 793. I mean, you don't need much in this one. Maybe it'll dump one more time, but I don't think so. I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. It's not dumping again, I don't think. If it dumps, it'll be a fake. These are fantastic charts. This one is really, really good. They're all good. I'll go over the list here in a minute, but this is one of the better charting days I've seen. JC Benny. Oh, nice. Oil's bouncing. So now it's intraday resistance. If it gets caught in this resistance, I'll close, but there's always a down target and an up target. It'd be funny if it hit both targets on a Friday. Like it does that sometimes on a Tuesday and Wednesday, but Fridays not so much. That would be kind of funny on a Friday. JCPenney. Yeah, this is not a chart to go into. The reason, like, it's just simple science, right? Physics. So this flat line here, all this goes into the memory of the stock. And that last one that I was looking at, that FOSL chart, it was so extreme to the downside that, simple physics says you're going to get a bounce. When it doubles, it's going to be a pretty good bounce. This sideways action That's why I'm so down in the mouth on oil and gold and stuff. You know, people are really bullish or really bearish or whatever they're doing in gold and oil and stuff, and the chart history, the muscle memory that's getting built into those charts is just brutal. So anyway, that's bad. That's not good. I mean, sure, you could get a win out of it, and nothing says bottom here. Like that last chart, there was a double bottom between the two earnings, right? So this earnings and this earnings, they were the same, not like this. And previous, they'd gone down between every earnings in that FOSL chart, but the last two earnings, now it's a double bottom and bounced. So, you know, it's starting to set up as a bottom, but this chart is not. See, here's fossils. See, there's earnings, there's your bottom, there's your bottom. Totally different. And look at the trajectory of this down, right? You're going to get a bounce. There's just no other way. Physics, just simple physics. Sesame Street, simple Sesame Street. INFU, Infu, is that how you pronounce it? Don't know it, never traded it. Chart is funkadelic. It doesn't hold its 200. I don't know what this is, but it trades like a commodity or a pharmaceutical type company. Because it doesn't respect the 200 MA. It's got terrible chart memory. It doesn't do anything right. And I don't know what the liquidity is like, but yeah, $2 at 58,000, just bad. ONCS, so this was the Momo from this week. It's on day 3. I'd be very cautious after day 3. If it holds up day 4 on Monday, especially into Tuesday, day 5, could be a serious ripper. And it's holding up decent for day 3 near the top, and a Friday. So that one goes on the list for next week because it looks like it's going to hold. And if it does, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it should rip. Look at that, oil's coming back. Nice. We'll see if it holds the area. BTX. BTX Biotime. Yeah, I've traded this in the past. So another chart history issue. Tons of symmetry. So your moves, your move size is obvious. Doesn't respect the 200, just a piece of junk. Just all junk, same thing. It's not one I would entertain. And if you're in it or something, I'd help you, but QBAC. QBAK. This one. So this is day trader's paradise. You got to be really skilled to trade it, and I've spoke about it. Look at the volume. Like, there's no volume. This is just straight manipulated action. Day trader's paradise. It's really simple. It comes down, gets close to 200, hit it. But you can't hit it in size. That's the problem. Like any size at all. So there's some people have services and gurus that use it as a like a carrot, right? Because I mean, I can wait for it to get to the 200, set the alarm, hit it for 100 shares or whatever, and alert it, and then be the hero because it's moved so much. But you can't get sizing in here. You never chip out. Create chaos chipping out of that one. It's a funny play, but I mean, you could do it, right, on small sizing. lens, I'm really surprised, to be honest. Didn't expect this. I thought for sure it would lose that 200 in a big way. MACD's curling up, stock RSI's up, squeeze momentum's turning the right way. It bounced off the 200 after failing it. So this is an example of one that could get just totally rippy. Surprisingly, trader bias said it wasn't going to. And your real resistance is at 558. And you're trading at 394. Not a great upside. It'll probably get, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, I don't know. But it could get rippy. MTBC. The way that it trades trading through the bowl here is really crazy. We've looked at this one a number of times. Just what a rip it gets on the top side, and you'd think it would just crash right through the 200 that comes down the other side. What are those rips? 166 to, jeez. So its history is that it fades off, it rips, fades off, rips, fades off, but then it ripped on the 20 instead of the 200. That's really interesting. Huh. You know, what can I say there? Well, I guess earnings are there, but yeah, just not my style, but man, that's nice. I don't think the future will hold the same kind of action. I think that'll trail off. This one I can't help you with, it's too new. OVID. I mean, I'd dig right in deep if somebody was in it and they needed help, but it's just too new. XNET. So this one is really interesting because I was going to short it in here, and sure enough it came off. So there was my shoulda woulda on it. But now, look at that action. These China plays, eh? I just can't. I can't go there with it. I don't know. Could go either way. 50-50. BBRG. So here's a, here's an example of a chart like FOSL. But FOSL had a heavier trajectory and it respected the 200 on the way up and down. This one doesn't. And FOSL had the double bottom on the earnings. That one doesn't. LE. Lands ending. So on its way down, it tried to get over the 200 a few times now. Sorry, there's construction here next door. Not my type of chart. It is kind of bottoming here, like almost a double bottom there. I got a double bottom here. It's working up through its MAs. MACD squeeze. It's probably going to hit the 200. Yeah. Oh, it's got lots of resistance here. So yeah, it'll probably hit 14 and a quarter or so. The 200 will be a lot closer by then. 1450. So not a lot upside there, and then I think it'll probably come off again. Okay, so that's those charts, and then we've got Kona to the downside. Nothing about the indicators says it's going to turn. I don't know. I don't think that's your bottom yet, though. LPTH. So this is unfortunate. Light path. But you know what? It's been so aggressive. Up and down. It trades like a commodity. Doesn't respect the 200 at all. But it's got a trend, right? Even though it doesn't respect the 200. So it's just really continuing the same trend. So you're probably going to see, something down in here. 238, 220. Eventually here. Probably float off like it did here. Yeah, down. maybe 250. XON. Now, yeah, doesn't have the history. So who knows what's going to happen there. Some bulls are stepping in. Huh. ESL. Wow. That's no good. Oh. So this is interesting. Ground. Not totally my style, but it's got its 200. Came up hard into it. Possible. PBYI. Trending, it's coming off. You could wait for it to bounce off of a MA. So this is a good setup. PBYI. So I'm going to watch for this one next week. Nothing wrong with that setup at all. It's probably going to bounce off that 100. Same story here. At the 200. No, it's never been tested before. That's the problem. So you don't have the chart memory. Frontier, that chart's no good. I wouldn't touch that. INFI, INFI. This might be a decent buying opportunity. FINL. iffy. And the rest I looked at earlier. Okay, unless anybody has any, that's it for me for today. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Quiet in the room. Okay, that's it for midday. I'll be around for a while and then out for the afternoon. And if I don't talk to you, have a great weekend. Thanks a lot. Talk soon.